Thanks for joining us. I'm Joey Chen. It is the image that's launched a sudden burst of compassion and frustration over the long simmering refugee crisis overtaking Europe. The pictures of a toddler washed ashore on a Turkish beachfront, a poignant symbol of so many other desperate travelers fleeing conflict at home, fighting themselves against impossible odds as they struggle to reach safety. Though escapes across the Mediterranean have been underway for years, this has been the deadliest summer at sea yet by the UN's count. And as America Tonight's Sheila MacVicar tells us, it's not just the challenge of beating nature, but surviving human threats as well.
Increasingly, over the course of the summer refugee season, traffic has shifted from the longer, dangerous journey from Libya to Italy to the shorter and seemingly safer trip from Turkey to Greece. UNHCR records show that nearly 140,000 refugees landed in the Greek islands from the beginning of January to early August.
Come on!
Most mornings, Kempson is out on the beach to help, with fellow volunteers handing out water, food, dry clothes, diapers, and sometimes witnessing pirate attacks.
They come up behind the boats, they hit people on the boats with sticks and stuff. I was speaking to the refugees as well that have been on these boats. They turn the boats round, sometimes they slash the boats, but they rip the engines off and disable them in the water.
For months, those in the boats have described terrifying ordeals, attacks by masked men in black at night in speedboats. Refugees have reported they have been beaten, whipped, robbed of their life savings, and threatened with death. This journey is just one stage, a lucrative stage for the smugglers who charge up to $2,000 a head just to provide the boat and enough gas to make it across the strait.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And from the Greek islands on to Athens, and then the trains and highways of Eastern Europe, again at the mercy of smugglers. Risking death, but ready to take that risk rather than wait for what seems almost certain death at home.
America Tonight's Sheila MacVicar is here. You, I know, have reported from these locations where the refugees come ashore. This is clearly known to the world, certainly in Europe. People are paying a great deal of attention to this. Now, isn't there some way to protect these people before they get out into the open waters?
Joey, this is not even the first summer that Europe has been dealing with this. This is the third summer. This is the summer of the greatest outflux so far. But yes, if the European Union chose, it could set up processing facilities in countries of first refuge like Lebanon, Jordan, and Turkey, where
immediately outside of Syria.
Outside, where there are millions, to be clear, very large numbers of Syrian refugees congregated. The European Union has chosen not to do that. And so the game, literally the game, is you get to Europe and then you can make an asylum claim. Because of the circumstances in Syria, that asylum claim will be granted.
Wait, you have to put your feet on soil in Europe and then make the asylum claim. Why is that?
That's one of the rules that the European Union has come up with, and they have been unable to decide how to proceed beyond that. There is a convention called the Dublin Convention, and the Dublin Convention says the first place where you touch soil in Europe is the place where you must be processed and registered. In the case of the Syrians and the large migrations we have seen this summer from Libya and from Turkey, that's Greece and Italy. People do not want to stay in Greece and Italy, and neither country is prepared to deal with them. And so they work as hard as they can to get out of those countries, to get to countries that are more hospitable.
Is there a possibility to bring more to the United States or to Canada?
Well, the United States has made a commitment that before the end of this year, it hopes to process 1,400 Syrians. To date, in 2015, 1,042 Syrians have come to the United States.
That is shocking, and Canada as well. There have been a very, very limited number.
Yes,
why?
Because it's not on our doorstep. It's a long way away. The United States says, yes, we will take this very limited number of people for permanent resettlement, but in order to be eligible to come to the United States for permanent resettlement, you first must be approved by UNHCR, the United Nations Refugee Agency, and then you must go through an extensive series of background and security checks. And you can understand why that is. You need to know who people are. You need to make sure that these are not people who have been fighting with ISIS or who side with Al Qaeda. Fair enough. But the process is extremely slow. As a matter of fact, in 2015, the U.S. has settled 10,000 refugees from Iraq, and that war ended. From Iraq, and that war ended a long time ago. But it shows you how long the process can take.
And very difficult. In the meantime, these people continue to suffer. America Tonight's Sheila MacVicar.